During this tutorial, we will create a personalized pair of mittens out of shrink plastic with vinyl as a stencil. For this project, you will need a Cricut mat, removable vinyl, pre-sanded shrink plastic, washi tape, Cricut deep cut blade, alcohol ink markers, ribbon or string, and an oven to bake the shrink plastic. Start with a 2-layer design. This mitten design is in Cricut Access. I changed the bottom layer to white and hid the layer to continue working on the top layer. I used the contour tool to hide all the contours and start with a clean slate on the design. I searched for a snowflake to add to the design and used the slice tool to cut out the snowflake. I unhid the bottom layer and grouped the design together. We need to add a hole to the base layer for the ornament string to connect the two mittens together. I only need to cut the hole on the bottom layer, which will be made out of shrink plastic. Make the cut hole 0.25 inches in size and move the shape to the top center of the design. Ungroup the layers. Use the slice tool to cut out the circle from the bottom layer. Adjust the layers as needed by moving the top layer of the design to the front. Select both layers and group together. Then, resize the mitten to 6 inches in height because shrink plastic will shrink to less than half the original size. Duplicate the whole design for the second mitten and select Flip horizontally to create the pair. Make sure the mittens are facing down before adding text. We want to be sure the text is positioned correctly for how the ornament will hang. Let's add text. I'm using the font Matline from dafont.com. Adjust the letter spacing as needed to achieve the look you want. Duplicate the text box to add the year. Next, I ungrouped everything so I can attach layers correctly. Select the text and the associated mitten and attach. Lastly, group each mitten together. That makes it easier to keep the designs together. I sent the design to the Cricut and started by cutting the base bottom layer. I used a sheet of clear shrink plastic and used washi tape to secure the outside edges. The setting to cut is acetate with more pressure with a deep point blade. This will make 2 cut passes. Next, cut the top layer of the mitten. I cut the top layer out with removable vinyl because I will use it as a stencil to color the shrink plastic. With the cuts complete, weed out the inside of the design. We will use the vinyl as a stencil. Using transfer tape, I lifted the vinyl from the backing. I find it easier to place the vinyl upside down and add the shrink plastic to the back. Make sure the stencil is applied well. With the stencil applied, we can add color. I'm using alcohol ink markers for color. This is where you can use your creativity or use your favorite colors. Another option would be colored pencils, Sharpies, or possibly chalk pastels. The color is all done. Time to bake. Use a baking pan and Teflon sheet to bake the shrink plastic according to the package instructions. As an optional step, after baking, to protect the final design, apply a light spray of glaze like triple thick crystal clear glaze. And that's it. Add your preferred string or ribbon and enjoy.